Hi, my name's Carrie Starnes, and I'm going to share with you my multicultural theme kit to go. The title of my theme kit is Everybody Eats. And overall theme for my kit is to show not the diversity and the differences of cultures, but to show how every culture has something in common. And one of these things that we all have in common is everybody eats. And one food that every culture has in common is rice. So overall, my kit has more of you would say more kind of an Asian theme, but rice is in every culture. So you can use any type of country and their rice dishes as the basis of it. And it's not just rice, as you will see in a little bit, that every culture has in common. So for my theme kit to go, I have put everything in this little tote. This is just a little 20-quart tote from Walmart. And inside my kit is the first thing I have is my book, Everybody Cooks Rice. This is a cute little story about a family and a daughter named Carrie. And I'm a little biased to that because her name is actually spelled the same as mine is. It's C-A-R-R-I-E. And Carrie's mother has asked her to go find her brother because it's dinner time. And as Carrie's walking down the street trying to find her brother, she comes across every neighbor and they're all cooking dinner. And one thing she realizes and sees that every family, no matter what country they are from, they are cooking some type of rice dish. And what's really neat about this book is in the back is the recipes for each of the dishes that Carrie is tasting throughout her journey to find her brother. So also in my kit, I have included a master copy of the activities and the material list that the teacher would use. The first thing I put in the material list is rice. These are 4 examples of rice that I've picked up at the grocery store. And this is just a small portion of the rices available. This first rice is a jasmine rice. I love this rice here. Cook it, throw a little butter on it. It's fantastic. But it's an Asian type of rice. This next one is a Cuban black bean and rice dish. Next one is a Spanish yellow rice. And the last one I picked up was a New Orleans red bean and rice packet. And also what I've included in the kit is I've made copies of each of the recipes and placed them on a cardstock so it would be easy to pass around to the students. You can make copies of these real quick for your students for one of the activities to send home. And I've included something that I just picked up is a little rice bowl from any store. Very inexpensive. I mean, I wouldn't buy one for the whole class, but maybe 1 or 2 to serve the rice in, or just to show the students what the rice looks like once it's cooked. Well, one of my activities, as you can see, is since everybody eats, we're going to eat. So I've included plates, napkins, spoons or forks, plasticware. And then one of the ingredients in one of the recipes is turmeric that is used in many Asian dishes. And with the activities, we're going to have a couple worksheets that you need to make copies for. The first one is the text-to-self connection, the self-reflection worksheet, where students are going to be looking at a character in the story and write down how that character is very similar to themselves. It may not be exact, but maybe an action that one of the characters take, their student themselves do. The next one is compare and contrast. This is another activity that the students are going to be comparing their community to one of the countries that are mentioned in the book. And then, of course, with any worksheets, you're going to need extra pencils. Excuse me for that, my camera stopped recording. You're going to need extra paper for the students. Then two other forms that's included for the activities. One is the actual recipe voting, where the students are going to choose which recipe they would like to try. The next one is a overall class favorite recipe dish, and those of course will be discussed later. And then also included with the master copy is going to be the vocabulary list of all the certain terms that the students might need to know. And lastly, construction paper for an activity, and also crayons that the students are going to need. So real quick, here's the vocabulary that I found that the students might have questions or might not know about. Grumbling, a low rumbling sound mostly from your stomach. A moocher, someone who constantly asks you for something and won't leave you alone. Pipe down, stop making noise. Turmeric, the spice that I mentioned. The tiffin carrier, which is a metal pan, a metal dish, usually stacked on each other, that Indian families use to carry food around. A boarder, someone who stays with someone in return for payment or services. Tofu, an Asian vegetarian dish made out of mashed soybeans. And gulp, to swallow food or drink quickly, and most of the time with some type of noise. So here goes the activities. So I first said the connection to character, where the students are going to use the self-reflection worksheet, where they're going to look at a character in the story, like I said, an action or something they said that very similar to what they do. It could be a dish that the kids eat in their home that is similar to a dish that they eat in the story. And also with this, the teachers can have the choice of reading the book or using the school tube video, Everybody Cooks Rice. The second activity is rice. And this is one to where the students are going to talk about the rice dishes they eat at home or something they have tried. And this is when the students are going to look at the different recipes and decide and vote on which recipes they would like to try. The third activity is a virtual tour of countries from Everybody Cooks Rice. The teacher is going to use Google Earth, and you're going to take a virtual tour of the different countries that are in the story. Barbados, Puerto Rico, Vietnam, India, China, Haiti, and Italy. And then the students are going to use the compare and contrast graphic organizers, and then work in groups of partners, and they're going to pick a country and they're going to compare it to their own community. Could be to our state or to just their community, of what's different and what's similar. The fourth activity is where it's taste of the countries, where the students are going to be able to taste the rice. The teacher is going to have a little parent to do for this one, because you're actually going to cook rice. Or maybe you have a family or a restaurant in town that you can just purchase a small amount of their rice for, and the students can try it that way. Then the students are going to vote for like an overall classroom favorite rice dish. And then this leads into the activity number 5, rice of choice, where the next class period or next day, that this time frame is going to be just to that country where that favorite rice dish came from. And the teacher's going to show a video on that country, read a book, and then the students are going to draw on the construction paper a feature of something of that country. Like it could be the people, it could be a place, it could be a food, it could be whatever they want, just something that they have found interesting of that other country. The same author of Everybody Cooks Rice, Nora Doley, also wrote these other books. Everybody Bakes Bread, Everybody Serves Soup, and Everybody Brings Noodles. And they all show how the families are all similar in some way from how they eat. Another book I came across while doing a little research on what foods everybody eats is this book called Let's Eat, What Children Eat Around the World. And it just kind of breaks children down and follows them around and shows other kids what they eat and how they eat different foods in different countries. Also, I came across this big ideal unit from teachertreasures.com. Is What Do Children Around the World Eat? And it breaks into about 8 lessons. One's on breakfast, and then there's 3 on the Everybody books. There's one on unusual foods, and some that I will not try or won't even think about trying. How people eat. Some people eat with chopsticks. We eat with forks and spoons. There's also one on a World Food Celebration where this is one of my activities that the students can learn and taste of foods from a certain country. And here's the references of the books that I have used. And I hope you have enjoyed my quick presentation on my multicultural theme kit to go. Everybody Eats, and I hope you've picked up some ideas that you can use in your class. Thank you.